Generic greetings and welcome back once again to Landships Conquer the Ground. Today's beverage is a very carbonated and sadly warm temperature tropical crush soda. Basically, it's a bit disappointing but at least hydrating. Either way, welcome back to Airships, where in the previous little mini-series we didn't build any airships whatsoever. The challenge was to only use ground vessels. I mean, we could build static structures, so that was fine, defences and such, but we didn't build any airships. So yeah, it was, I think, quite an interesting one, and because it was only 3 episodes, I thought we'd basically revisit the idea with a couple of changes. Firstly, we're going to change our core arms, so it's not just going to be a technology rush. Secondly, I'm going to try, I do just try, but it'll be sort of needs must, to build some more vessels and design them. Specifically, I do want a flak vessel very, very early on. We'll see how we get on with that. And yeah, let's just see how we get on with the series as a whole. Obviously, we got very lucky, I'm freely happy to admit, in especially the first episode, where we were able to take territory and defend territory, because obviously we had the disadvantage of basically we can only use land ships. But anyway, let's just go to Conquest and start this one up. So new game here, and I'm going to name our faction Genericans, maybe. Coat of Arms, I've changed it over, and this is what people have suggested, to the Wolf, because it's minus 30% landship cost and maintenance. That in itself is exceptional. And also technology, one of machinery and articulated machinery, so basically we get legs, and that's going to be fine. I've changed the map size to huge, and the rest of it is default. We're also running with, let's have a look, I think it's right near the bottom here, Pavlo. They have extra fleet speed, they have burst of speed, and air sport waiting call an aerial hussars, because we had a bit of a problem with yeah, basically firing up with the technology that we had. So let's just go to start game, and obviously it's going to generate. I have put this on the one solid landmass like we have done previously. It's building the roads here, which is handy because we definitely need to use them. In the previous little mini-series, as I said, only 3 episodes, which is why one of the reasons why anyway we're revisiting the idea. We got a win off diplomacy, which was, I thought, quite nice. So we're going to try and keep going with that one. If we do want to ally up, then we can. So this is probably the largest map that I've actually played on. It is the largest one available in game here, and we can see that we have been positioned at almost the very bottom left here. We do have Hidden Ridge at the very bottom, Nettacar, which is to our right, and then there's a huge road network off to Coronel. Okay, let's go over to research, and I want to go down and get myself, yeah, you can see we've already got articulated machinery there, so I want to get flat cannons, so I'm going to set that up first, and that'll be fine. So they're working on that one. In terms of our fleet, we currently have this thing here, which is no good for us in the slightest, because we're not allowed to, well, we're not allowed to build airships, but I'm not opposed to keeping this around. I'm not going to sell it straight away, put it that way, because then obviously we'll probably just get attacked. We're going to go to build land ship, and we can build the llama. There you go. That's something that obviously I did pretty much spam. We've also got the slug and the strider here. That's interesting. The strider we didn't make, so I'm not going to do that one. The slug I thought was actually quite okay. We did change it to have some aerial charges. The problem that it has is that it only has a small ammo store, so it's not great for that, but it is essentially a mini tank, so that's the whole point, really. Let's see what else we can make. Obviously the elk was the main takeaway, but that's going to be, it's a very expensive proposition. The badger, which is excellent, but we need, yes, aerial torpedoes and reinforced armor. I think I'm just going to go with a couple of slugs. I'm going to build 2 slugs. Actually, we can build 4 slugs. Let's build 4 of them and crack on with that one. It's not going to take a while to do that one. We can send a spy, so I'm thinking maybe over to, well, actually let's check the diplomacy screen first, shall we? So I'm just going to see who was on the right. They're a contender. Okay, that's fine. What about the guy down the bottom? They are looking around. I cannot see them. There it is. They're also a contender as well. And then to our north, which is quite a while away, a distance actually, it's Coronel, so it is, where are they at? Evil Conqueror. Okay, that's that's suboptimal. So maybe I'll eye up with one of these guys straight away. It depends on who's next to me as well, or next to them, should I say. We've got in Dishonourable, the guy here, and then for the Stripes, which is this one, there are another contenders. There's a lot of contenders around, is what I'm hearing. So I'm going to send a spy over to Nettacar, because they are the closest one to us, and we'll have to see what we can do. So it looks like we have, let's scrap. Actually, we'll unassign that person there. We will scrap the airship, and then we will assign someone to the slug, and there we are. Okay, maybe I build a llama. I'm not too sure. Anyway, so we're cracking on there. You can now build a market apparently, so I will start doing that. I've got a spy now established, so we'll view the city, and they do have an airship, and actually a fairly decent sized structure there. Okay, would I be able to attack this thing? It's only got 4 forward-facing rifles and 2 aft, so I don't think that would be too much of a problem for us to basically go and attack them. Looks like Hedenridge is sending out some forces. I can have a trade treaty with Stinex. Where is... Tell me more. Not tell me more. Show me. Diplomacy. And... Where are they? Oh, they're there. Okay. I guess I could. Non-aggression pact. Yeah. Let's close all these down. And how are we doing for money? Money is actually alright. We should have now 4 here. And I'm going to move these guys over to there, because we're going to be attacking Hummeling, I think. And then, let's just see, I'm going to have a bit of a chat. So, diplomacy, no. So, they are Nettacar, so diplomacy. And Nettacar, I will say, make ultimatum. I'll say, I want you to demand, I'm going to demand that, otherwise it's war. And they're going to, make that ultimatum. They're going to obviously not accept that. There's 0% chance there, so we'll close down diplomacy and then unpause it, and then we'll enforce the threat, and we are now at war. So we'll head over there, and oh, they're actually not coming. Interesting. If I accept the automatic resolution, we lose. I'm going to fight manually then, because I believe that's probably the way forward. I'm also going to deploy air support and target unavailable. What's that about? Ramming speed? Let me go ahead and head forward. Oh, target's unavailable because of the, that's the one pointing up, I should point out. Yeah, I was going to say, well, how's that unavailable? I can actually see them firing. I don't think we're going to be able to get up this... Oh, we can get up that. Okay, interesting. So all of these I will put on to aimed fire, because we don't have much of a... ammo store. Yeah, our capacity is fairly small. Anyway, so the slugs are heading forward, and obviously we've not got any... these guys are going to disappear very, very quickly. Yeah, there's 2 of them gone. I mean, they are sort of free, and last remaining one... Yeah, we can see we're causing some damage here. There's not much I can really do other than just max speed this out, and hopefully we'll get an explosion on them. Looks like they went on fire at the top. They've lost 1 rifle. Lots of damage going on, about half ammo though for ourselves, so I'm just hoping that we can get a win off this one. Obviously they didn't send any reinforcements, so this is the only thing we have to deal with, and that's something that's quite bad. I heard an explosion. Okay, so we are running low on ammo. That just seems to be the common thread when it comes to the slugs, so I don't think we're going to win this. Yeah, we are completely out of ammo. So I am going to have to flee, which is a bit of a shame. So we'll defeat, and we'll come back and go to Hatwick. And, you know what, I'm going to go back to Genericans there, and I will go ahead and repair. And we don't need to repair that one. That's fine. Have we still got our captain assigned to this? Yeah, they're assigned, that's fine. So maybe... Do I change that up? Open the design and go to the slug. And is there a way I can get more ammo? I mean, obviously there is. I can just put in another ammo store, but where's the rest of the stuff going to go? So I could put an ammo store in here. Putting it next to the same one is quite dangerous, but I don't really see much of an option, really. So I can bring that back to there, and then bring that over to there, maybe. I'm going to have to remove that cockpit, and yeah, the problem is getting out and around, really, so that's going to go to there. So we can still get around, and then we can put in another ammo store. It looks a bit ridiculous with this sort of sticking out the back there, but you know what? I think I'm gonna run with it. And let's see about solid shapes, and it is this one here. So that's now fine. I'm going to also flip that, and I'm going to remove that section, and then go back to that one, and there we go. So it is a bit of a different one. I'm going to rename it the Slug version 2, and I will save the design and save it up, and we'll say build, and that's now going to be obviously our new slightly changed design. I will assign the captain to that one, so we'll say unassign that one there, and then assign the Slug version 2. I think that's the first time we've done a version 2 here. Let's go back over to here, and apparently non-aggression pact and a trade treaty from Toothford, and Toothford are right in the middle here. What sort of people are there? Evil conqueror. Yeah, I'm not gonna do anything with that. Right, okay, unpause, and you can see the speed of this thing. Actually, it's pretty good. If we accept the resolution, we lose again, which is curious. And I can see already that they have repaired their ship. Okay, so the version 2 is at the back, which is fine. Let me just start the fight here, and looks like the trees have all grown back as well. Let me just double check, and no, that needs to be named fire. And we're going to move these guys in like so, getting a bit closer because it is to our advantage. And there we go. They're actually surprisingly mobile because they're not that heavy, these little mini tanks. The slugs are, certainly the best thing in the world, not the best thing we've made. I think the Elk's probably the most well-rounded design, but it also is exceptionally expensive and quite technologically advanced, even though it's just a ground ship. But anyway, we're going to head over. Let's call in our air support, and I should have probably put the slug at the front because then it can use its burst of speed. So that can go in there. Bring these forward like that, as I said, trying to get the most accuracy that I can by getting closer. There we are. And we're just going to basically sit here, max speed it out, and just fire away there. So I think I'm a bit more confident in what's going to go on here. So let's see how we get on. We're going to lose obviously these little aerial hussar guys, but they've also lost the top of their structure. We've also lost all ammo for this slug. No, we've got ammo. We just haven't got any weapons. All right. Well, it looks like we're going to win this one because, well, they've only got one weapon. It is a brutal takeover. There we go. So we'll do that, and this thing obviously we need to maybe affect some repairs. So I'm gonna have to go back. I'll go to defences and repair that structure because it was a decent one. So tractable from market. Lucina Abgot is available. Let me go ahead and repair these things up. So we'll go repair. And do I want to refit them, or do I just want to build more of the version 2s? I'm not sure. What I can do is go to heroes, and this is another, well, it's a governor. Reduction in city unrest, plus income, and can move pirates, and has an underground network. Okay, they don't even have any experience, so this they're just, yeah. I'm not really bothered about that one there. Our reputation has changed. Yes, reps has dropped to 47. And let's go ahead and do I want to build another slug version 2? I don't actually know how expensive they are. So it is build landship, slug version 2 we can build. They're only 300, which is surprising, but that's all good. And we'll build this version 2, and then we're going to go over to Nettacar, and there we go, and then we'll, I'm going to say, is that all? Wait, is that every single one? No, we haven't selected them all. A merchant from Wise is asking from Silent by promising to pay you handsomely. I will accept them. And, oh, they have paid us handsomely. The merchant is with Thief, and they demand you return him and the money they pay. I'll return both. And, yeah, reduction in grievances, and it's nothing much for us. Anyway, that's fine. Let me go ahead and head there. So, we are going to attack Nettacar, and let's see how we get on. So if we accept the resolution, we will lose straight away, so obviously not going to do that. This guy's going to go at the front, these guys will just reposition. Now naturally what we're going to do is go to start, and we're going to get up to the top here as best we can, because we do have the aerial charges, so that's all good. And oh, you can see it's actually, is it a boarding vessel, that thing? It might be. The problem with having these aerial charges is that are the aerial charges? Basically, yeah, I think they are. The thing that come off from the top. The problem with that is you have to be directly over the vessel, and what tends to happen is, well, it crashes on top of you. But this is the most effective thing we have very early on, because it's very technologically cheap, if that makes sense. Looks like it's now parked on top of us. Let me go ahead and call in escort, go to burst of speed. I want to see how fast we can we can go with this one. So we're carrying this thing. It's going to be permanently lodged on our roof, I think. Yeah, we've got a bit of a problem there. So that's now gone. We'll go forward with all of these. Let's see. So this one, go to there. This one, I'll say go to there. And obviously, just drive them all forward, get more accuracy. One thing I didn't do is select them all and put them all on aimed fire, because there's the version 2 that isn't on aimed fire. So there we go. And we are taking out this here. So we'll max speed this out. Now, obviously, we have previously defeated one of these structures, but we didn't have to fight another airship at the same time, so yeah, we'll hopefully get a little bit lucky with some fires and some explosions. You can see we do have a fire on the top there, and you can hear a lot of hissing and water being flung around the place, I imagine. And there we go, we start to get some explosions from the weapon systems. The problem is again that we're probably going to be running out of ammo, and indeed we have very much ran out of ammo. Okay, so once again we're going to flee, and it is a defeat, but I did destroy their airship, so that's the main one. Okay, so we will head back. They are repairing their Citadel. We go with repair, and I'm going to refit the slugs. Open design, slug version 2, and refit. It shouldn't take too long to do this one. Just refit that one, open the design, slug version 2. It's only 16 generic units of currency to do this. Save the design, sorry, refit, there we are. So there's repairing, and there's the refits, and the building of the Black Citadel, which is something I really don't want to be dealing with. Okay, I'm just going to head. No, I'm not going to head. I'm going to have to select all of these. They've got another Black Citadel. Okay, I don't think I can deal with two of them, not with what we have, but you know what? I'll refit. I'll refit all the designs, because that might help us out. So that's fine. Refit. It is open design, the slug, and then refit that one. And once again, refit. Open the design of the slug version 2 and refit that as well. Oh, there's one more to do. Open design version 2. And there we go. Right. It doesn't take much to refit those, which is good. And I probably could build ship. No. Build land ship. We're not allowed to build ships. We'll get another slug, and I'm probably going to go for a market as well. So there's slug version 2, and then I'm going to head to take them out. So they've got 2 defensive structures now apparently, so that's going to be twice the bother. If we accept the resolution, it is a defeat, so naturally it's fight manually. start the fight. Call in immediately the air support, although it might be worth keeping them back. I'm not really too sure. But let's just individually select all of these guys, send them on the way, and get them a little bit spaced out, because if they ram into each other, obviously we'll lose stuff, and we don't want to do that. So, there we go. So we've got some separation here, tactical spacing and all of that. One of these will be not on aimed fire, so I will change it to all aimed fire. And there we go, we got 2 of these defensive structures now, which is, yeah, twice the thing to deal with, basically. That's becoming a bit of an issue. I'm going to try and get as close as I possibly can. Let's go with burst of speed, and you can see the difference in that one. So let's see, move to there, get them all moved in. So we've got a fairly decent amount of cannon on the field here, and we've already had a little bit of luck with some explosions on these guys. I'm going to get even closer. Rifle's very accurate, so we just want to get in and do what we can. There's all that. And that's it. Not slug. They're left behind? No. Got an explosion on the front slug. There's nothing much I can do other than just max speed this out. Looks like we've lost a slug. We have lost a slug. And that's where our captain was as well, so that's a bit of an issue. Well, we'll just have to wait. Looks like the rear structure has suffered some damage. We've just had another explosion on the second frontmost slug. That's taken out all of its weapons, so I might as well just go for a ram, although I've completely lost command. It's not moving. It's not moving at all. Have we lost all coal? I don't know why it's not moving, actually. Oh, is it completely decrewed? It might not be decrewed, but something's happening. We've lost all of the weapons on the third slug, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 slugs remaining, and they're also running very low on ammunition again. However, I believe if we are very lucky, we might win this. No, because basically they've got 1 rifle left. Can I run this forward? I cannot. Well, I can, but it's not doing anything. Yeah, I just don't think they have access to the... don't think they have access to the tracks, so that's why they can't fuel it up. So I'm hoping that what we can do is run out the clock and they run out of ammo. We've just been struck by lightning there. Sounds like it. Okay. Well, we've definitely obviously lost the captain. They're just firing away with that one weapon there. They haven't got anything rear facing either. Strangely, we have ammo on this thing. I really wish you could transfer ammo. There's another explosion. Everything is completely out. It is raining and lightning. We have storms. Yeah, I don't know how much ammo that thing has got left, but that's another lightning strike. The problem is that if I leave, I'll have lost the slug and the captain, and on top of that, we'll have to run back and we'll repair, and these guys are just going to repair their structures anyway. So, yeah, that's what's going to happen there. And there's another lightning strike on us. Wish they would get one on their structure. Well, it is made of stone, so although it would be nice if it just struck that rifle barrel. You see a guy went forward and back. I think that's where the ammo store is there. Is there any point in waiting around? I don't think so. I'm going to have to flee again. I've disarmed the Black Citadel, so yeah, we're going to have to go back to Hummerling. 4 months to recover. Right, you can send Toothford an ultimatum demanding tribute, which will likely succeed. Show me how. Diplomacy. Make ultimatum. Demand tribute. Otherwise it's war. Make ultimatum. Okay, let's see if that actually works. It's this guy here. Let's see. if they're going to accept it. Yeah. I guess I could enforce the threat and go to war. Not something I really wanted to do. But I don't really have much choice. Okay. Research complete, which is autarky. Plus 5% town and city income and plus 5 spy defense. Right. Go back to Genericans, our main home city. We've got a guy we can recruit, which is plus 10 unrest in city, 100% produced in city, and forced labour. I don't think I really want them on my side. Although, are we the baddies attacking very early on? Possibly. Age of Commerce is here, so extra income from trade treaties and extra base research. Fine, good. Right, repair. And we're just going to go ahead and just repair everything. And we've now actually recovered from an injury, which is surprising. So we'll select the hero. And we want to build another land ship. And I could build the Sloth, but that's just not happening. Slug version 2. There we are. Looks like they are building... What's it? Fleet autarky? Yes. Apparently some libel from this guy. Oh, so Nettacar must be at war with... Oh, everybody. Right, they've basically just... They've been jumped on. And that's probably because of me. Okay, I'm going to go back while we have a chance. Because if I don't get Nettacar, then we haven't got a forward, like, position. So I'm going to have to, once again, fight manually on this. Move this guy back. Move that one forward. And have they repaired their structures? They have... maybe. They've got these 2 rifles here. But it says a defeat, so obviously fight manually. We're going to move this guy back. Put this guy in the front. Start the fight. Immediately air support and burst of speed to rush far forward as I can. So here we go. And we see this guy's doing... He's ramping off things. Which is good. And bring the others in. There we go. Now, naturally, we've only got 2 rifles to be contending with. The light is making it hard to aim, apparently. Yes, indeed. Further forward. This guy can go there. This guy can go there. Keep moving them up. And that one. And finally that one. One of these will be not on aimed fire. Looks like it was that guy. Just going to double check them all. In fact, more than one of them was on not aimed fire, just normal fire. 3 of them were not on aimed fire. Okay. So we might have a chance of actually keeping these aerial hussars alive because there's only 3 rifles. 2 rifles, in fact. So let's just max speed this out because that should be a win. Victory and a brutal takeover of Nettacar, which is good. Trying to find territory gain commander battalion is available for recruitment. Oh, they have flank as well. Reduction in crew speed, reduction module flammability and command. I'm not really too sure on that one. Yeah. I'm not too sure, so I'm not going to. It's diplomatic delegation from snakes, bearing cakes and paintings. Yes, accept. So it's going to be, where is it? Defences, and we will repair and repair. So that guy is now been taken out, I believe. We can go with the market. And now let's just double check war. Who's at war? Well, I'm at war with Toothford, but they're at war with everything else. So, yeah. Hidden Ridge. Now, should I attack them? Let me send a spy. I probably can. Wise. Let's double check Wise. Okay, over to diplomacy. And to... there'll be some allied up. They're dishonourable, so there's no way I want to be messing with them in any sort of diplomatic way. Stinex, where are we at? Stinex. Can't find them. Stinex, there. Peace. Contender. Much weaker. Okay. Alright. Well, I'd very much like to take these guys out. You can assign Igor if I wanted to. Yeah. You get back to work, it says. Yeah. Okay. Well, how's it going up here? There's a lot of fleet movement, that's for sure. I do think I want to just take out this guy. And I think we can probably manage it. Just depends on whether we get jumped on, is the problem. So, declare war. It's Hidden Ridge. And, we've got automatic victory, but I will lose 2 slugs. I'm going to fight manually then, and start the fight. So, burst of speed and bring in the extra guys. This fellow has the same design as the person we've just been fighting in terms of their defensive structures. So, coincidence? Yes. Alright. How we're doing? Getting closer, that's for sure. So... Oh no! We managed to rip off our own tracks. I mean, we've got to where we need to be. But... yeah, it's not worked out entirely right. Anyway, looks like they are drastically on fire. Let's see what I can do then. And fire is ripping through the structure. We will obviously lose this because it's classed as a mobile now, but I think we'll get I think we'll have the win off this fight. Yes, it is a win. And brutal takeover as always, and we're going to head back to our home for repair. Common cause against pirates. Emissaries from Corono suggest joint operation against the pirates. I'm going to ignore that because I've got other things on my mind. Let me diplomacy, view city. So, yeah, same thing. They've got these 2, we've seen them before. Build land ship, slug version 2. And head back to Genericans for repair. So, we're back. And it is a case of refit the slug. Have they reverted back to... That's when I've repaired them. Have they reverted back? Refit. No, it's just because of the name. Okay. And repair. That's fine. Okay. So, I do definitely want to... trade treaty with who? This guy. What are they like? Dishonourable. No. No, I'm not getting into that. Right, so we want to go to Hidden Ridge. I'm not entirely confident in our ability to take these guys out. But we'll see. Because obviously they've got 2 airships. And they've got a defensive structure as well. But actually, I think we're going to leave it there for now. That's been a bit of airships. We are definitely at war. Actually, we have 2 wars going on. One of them I'm not really bothered about because they're all the way over here and stuff, and they've got other nonsense on their mind. Basically, they're at war with almost half the map. So, yeah. What about Hidden Ridge? Is it just me? Yeah, just ourselves. Okay, well, next episode then, we will attack Hidden Ridge and try to take Occulum, and then from there I'm not really too sure. We've already stretched obviously quite a way, so it's going to be a case of trying to defend against, opportunities that the AI may take. We'll leave it there for now. That's been a bit of airships, well, land ships, I guess, and as always, let me know what you think in the comments. Hope you have enjoyed it. Thanks very much for watching, take care, and generic partings.